Hi everyone. Second last day, well the official second last day of the term, the 2nd of April. Just a brief update today in regards to information from the government. And what we've just heard recently is that if you are working, then childcare is free for you during this COVID-19 crisis. So good news for those who were not sure what to do. And the government did say to wait till the end of the week, and they've made the announcement a little bit earlier. So just so that you know, if you haven't watched the news, that you need to contact your childcare centre if you are concerned about payments or dropping kids off or anything like that. If you are working, then in the current times, childcare for you, if you are working, will be free. My main message today is, because we're getting close to the end of the term, again, people are thinking Easter holidays, forget about school work for a while. And yes, look, I know you're going to have a fair bit of time with your children at the moment, but if I can stress again, I know I do this every day, but the home learning packs, we do need you to complete those and return them to the school. In particular, the information that was sent as well, which was the information around your the third-party permissions and also your personal details. Look, we have had a number of occasions where parents have contacted the school, so they've already sent those in before or they've done them before. I hope you understand we're in the middle of an unprecedented time in history where school has been inundated with a number of requests from all different places. So we're having to respond to all of those, and occasionally, yes, mistakes are made. There's no intent for that, but we may, it's either been misplaced and we can't find it at the moment. So can you please, if the office calls you, be patient. If we need you to re-sign the forms, can you please do that? It just makes it easier for our records and also for us to continue our communication with you, which is really important. Look, the other thing I want to mention is really about how we get through this. It will pass, times will move on. However, it looks like it's going to take some time for things to get back to what they used to be. It will be more like years than months by the sounds of it, in terms of employment and other standards of living, I guess. In these times, what our kids will remember is not that they missed out on certain things, not that they didn't get to go to places. The thing that people remember or triggers their memories is feelings. How did they feel during this crisis? So what we want children to grow up with is resilience. So that's the capacity to keep going in adversity when things are hard, to keep going and not to give up. I think that's one of the things that I've heard from parents, and particularly older people like my dad. You got young people haven't got, can't stick at it anymore, and all that sort of thing that we hear. So if there's something that we can do at this time is model that we are, patient, that we are empathetic, that we're forgiving as we negotiate our way through what is a difficult time, because that is what kids will remember. So how do you work in difficult times? It's, anyone can really, I guess, do well when times are good, when you've got money, you've got friends and relationships are going well. That's easy. And I liken it to cricket. So if you're a cricket follower, this will make sense to you. Back in the 80s, when the West Indies cricket team was dominating world cricket, they virtually had a team full of stars. Now, I remember people used to joke about how do you pick the captain? Well, you chuck the ball in the air and whoever catches it can be the captain on the day, and it doesn't matter what the decisions they make, they're going to win anyway. So when times are like that, anyone can take on a leadership role. Anyone can take credit for things because things are going well. But when things aren't so well, that's the time when we really need to stand up for the things that really matter. And I guess when we strip it all back, the thing that matters most to all of us is our family, and in particular our children. So they need to be the centre of how we reflect each day as to, well, how did what I say and what I did today impact on my children's feelings? If parents, families, uncles, aunties can just think about that each day, remind each other as friends and colleagues to say, well, how you acted today and how you spoke today and what you did today, how did that impact on the kids? Do we need to talk to them tomorrow about what happened today so that they feel like things are going to be okay? I think if we can look at that as a reflection point. I was listening to a podcast yesterday which I thought was excellent, and it made just three points, so it didn't overcomplicate things. And it said, in these times, we need to consider three things. And those three things were gratitude, empathy, and the third one was mindfulness. Gratitude's an easy one. If you, at the end of the day as a family, or ask each other, or as couples or friends, ask one another, look, what are three things that you are grateful for? It'd be even better if you write it down. What the neuroscience is telling us at the moment, so there's research in how the brain works, is if you do that every day, it starts to restructure your brain and make it work so that you're feeling better and not so negative and down. So it lifts your spirit in a structural way if you can do these things on a regular basis. So the first thing is just identify or ask each other, what are some three good things that happened today? Or what are three things that you are grateful for? That would be the first step of that, the three pillars this guy was talking about. The second thing was empathy, and that human beings naturally feel good if they can make other people feel good. So that's why sometimes you say when you go to a party or you help out a friend, or we sometimes go and we're a shoulder to cry on, if you like. The thing that is not just that, yes, you help the other person. What we often don't realise, actually, we feel good. It actually makes a difference to us when we help somebody else. So as a family or as a couple or as a group, the second thing you can do is just sit down as a family and say, hey, everyone's struggling at the moment. What can we do to help somebody? Is there anyone that we can do? And make a list of 4 or 5 things and say, okay, what are 4 or 5 things that we could make a list of as a family that we can do to help others at this time, and work out who's going to do what and then report back. Because reporting back on good things does something inside to us which is a bit intangible, but in neuroscience terms can be measured as making a difference to our personal well-being. So that's the other one. The other one is mindfulness. Mindfulness is taking a bit of time to relax. Okay, so whether you do that through meditation, whether you do that through listening to music, whether you do that just sitting quietly on your own, whatever you want to do. It might be sitting having a cuddle and not talking and just taking a bit of space. Might be going outside. At the moment you can't go away, but you might go outside and just maybe lie down on the lawn and look up at the stars for a while. I don't know, but something which helps you to relax at these times and think about the wonder of the world around us. And how it's the miracle of life and nature is something for us to think about at these times as well. So today, if I can, I guess instead of doing a huge summary, just remind you about the 3 points that I thought that I listened to and I learned was about gratitude, empathy, and mindfulness. So if you can think about those 3 things, that's probably a good thing to think about over the Easter vacation as well. I hope that helps. And if there is any more information, I'll obviously share that with you tomorrow. So I'll see you again tomorrow afternoon. Thank you.